Parents of the boy who shot up the school and killed 4 classmates now face manslaughter charges. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The Michigan Court of Appeal has ruled that the parents of a boy who shot and killed 4 classmates in high school must face manslaughter charges. Ethan Crumbley, who is now 16-year-old, has pleaded guilty to terrorism and murder charges in connection with the November 2021 shooting at Oxford High School. His parents faced 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors claim that James and Jennifer Crumbley provided their son with easy access to a gun and failed to recognize warning signs. And the ruling is a rare instance in the United States in which prosecutors seek to hold parents accountable for their child's role in a mass shooting. On November 30 of 2021, Ethan Crumbley, then 15 years old, allegedly used his father's semi-automatic handgun to murder 4 students. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, a motorist was ordered to pay $50,000 or spend 50 days imprisonment after he was caught driving without a driver's license recently. Marvin Bowie, who looked bewildered when Parish Judge Natalie Creary Dixon imposed the fines, explained to the St. Catherine Parish Court that years ago, I lose my license. Bowie was fined $30,000 or 30 days imprisonment for dangerous driving, $10,000 or 10 days imprisonment for no driver's license, and for no insurance coverage, he was fined $10,000 or 10 days imprisonment. And it's alleged that on February 19 of 2023, the police stopped a motor car being driven in a dangerous manner by the accused. His driver's license was requested by the police, and it was revealed he had none. As such, he was charged. Shadane Harris, the convicted serial rapist who confessed to raping and terrorizing women in Portmore in St. Catherine between 2014 and 2019, has been sentenced to 31 years in prison. Justice Bertram Morrison denied his attorney Vincent Willesley's request for a sentence reduction. Harris, who was apprehended in 2019, pleaded guilty in March last year to 7 counts of rape, 5 counts of grievous sexual assault, 5 counts of simple larceny, wounding with intent, and 10 counts of burglary and larceny. And according to investigators, Harris targeted single women between 2014 and 2019, breaking into their homes and sexually assaulting them at knife point. And in one incident, it was a gun that he also used. Meanwhile, Ted Prince, the convicted gangster who stunned a courtroom that included Chief Justice Brian Sykes on February 28 during the long-running Klansman gang trial when he urinated inside the building, was found guilty of contempt of court yesterday. Prince, also known as Margaman, is scheduled to be sentenced on April 14. Prince and 14 other gang members, including their leader Andre Blackman Bryan, were convicted on a variety of charges including murder and membership in a criminal organization. In that case, they are awaiting sentence, which will begin on July 3rd of this year. A St. Thomas woman has been arrested and charged with drugging and beating a man in the parish's Moy Hall district last Saturday. Tamara Downer, 39 years old, was charged with intentional wounding. Miss Downer allegedly met a man around 6:40 p.m. and gave him a drink which was laced with a substance that made him dizzy. She then allegedly injected him with another substance before inflicting several wounds on his body. The man managed to escape and called 911 and was taken to hospital by residents where he was admitted in serious but stable condition. And following an interview, Miss Downer was arrested and charged. Following a dispute at a gas station on Beechwood Avenue in St. Andrew on Thursday, 33-year-old Sanjay Doolan, St. Andrew businessman, will appear in court to answer charges of shooting with intent, possessing a prohibited weapon, and malicious destruction of property. According to reports, around 11:25, a taxi driver in a Toyota Probox got into an argument with Doolam and other men in a Hyundai motor vehicle. Doolam allegedly pulled out a firearm and opened fire on the taxi driver as he was leaving the compound. The taxi driver, however, escaped unharmed. A police report was then filed and an investigation was launched. Doolam surrendered to the police on March 22nd along with a Sig-Sauer 9mm pistol. He was eventually charged. Detectives from Eastern Kingston have charged a Kingston man in connection with a double murder and other offenses that occurred on Malvern Avenue in Kingston on Friday, March 3rd. Tyreek Johnson, 23 years old of Kingston Fleet Street, also known as Ramon and Isis, is charged with the murder of Malcolm Lowe, 26 years old, Roland Murray, 24, on Malvern Avenue. And in addition to the murders, Johnson was also charged with intentional wounding and violation of the Firearms Act. According to reports, Lowe, Malcolm, and a woman were sitting on Malvern Avenue around 10 p.m. when they were approached by 2 gunmen who opened fire on them. They were taken to hospital where Lowe and Murray were pronounced dead and the woman was admitted for treatment. An investigation was launched and Johnson was arrested and charged in the presence of his attorney on Wednesday, March 15. Meanwhile, in an incident that resembled the Wild Wild West, and we can also call it the shootout at the OK Corral, 25-year-old Randy Cole, a tattoo artist of Waterloo District, Everton in St. Catherine, was charged with wounding with intent, unauthorized possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition following an incident on Tuesday, February 7th of 2023. Reports from the Halfway Tree police are that about 9:40 p.m., Cole pounced upon the now complainant on Boyce Hill Road in St. Andrew and opened gunfire, hitting him in both legs. The other man, who was also armed, returned gunfire, and Cole was also shot and injured. Both injured men were transported to hospital, where they were both admitted for treatment. Two firearms, a Taurus pistol and a Beretta 9mm, and a magazine containing 13 rounds of ammunition, were removed from the scene of the shooting and subsequently seized. Cole was later charged after a question and answer interview was conducted. The other man was being in hospital under police guard pending further investigations. Two women were among three people killed in Upper King Street in the vicinity of Hero Circle in Kingston late last evening. The other victim was a male taxi driver, and it is said that the women were traveling in a taxi to get their makeups done ahead of a party when it is believed that they were trailed by unknown assailants in another vehicle. As the women attempted to exit the taxi, gunmen alighted from the other vehicle and opened fire, hitting all three occupants of the cab, with bullets killing them on the spot. And I can tell you that it is scary to live in Jamaica these days. On to sports. Jamaica head coach Hal Grimson has named a 23-man squad for their upcoming CONCACAF Nations League second leg fixture against Mexico at the Azteca on Sunday, with Aston Villa forward Leon Bailey and Spartak Moscow striker Shamar Nicholson among the headliners. Bailey and Nicholson did not play in the two friendlies against Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica last week. Defenders Damian Lowe, Amari Bell, and Kimar Lawrence have returned to the squad, while regular skipper Andre Blake remains absent due to injury. The match, which is the last game in Group A for both teams, is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. Jamaica time. In the first leg fixture, the teams battled to a 1-1 draw at the National Stadium in Kingston on June 14 of last year. The Reggae Boys lead the three-team group with 5 points after 3 games, one ahead of Mexico, which will play Suriname on Thursday. Suriname are bottom of the table with a point from 3 games. And if you ever missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube and type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful weekend. I gone.